Not all poker players sit down willingly for me to talk to them. I have to beg a few of them, and so it's critical that when I approach them, they're in a good mood. And when it comes to being in a good mood, you don't get happier than Danny Tang. He's coming to Montenegro and he's made 2 final tables. He finished 8th in the Hong Kong $500 buy-in, his biggest buy-in event at that time. And then he went even bigger and bought into the 1 million and finished 2nd for 1.7 million. He's here with me today to reminisce about those 2 events. We also talk a little bit about his life outside of poker and a whole lot more. Danny Tang, how's life?
Great.
I heard you got a bit of toothache, right?
A little bit, yeah. It's been on and off for a while now, but I'm not a good fan of dentists, so.
It's not good as well when you're traveling and something happens because you're out your comfort zone, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly.
So 2019 started really well. You was in the Aussie Millions. You made 2 final tables. Tell us about your trip to Melbourne.
Melbourne was good. Fortunate. It was unfortunate for like some of the backers who bought my action because I sold for like the high rollers, the 25k to 50ks, and they didn't go as planned. Ran relatively deep in the 50k where I was like free off the money, but yeah, the smaller ones I managed to final table and won one as well, so that was pretty good.
It's a good little balance. So probably down on money, but up on spirits, was it?
I was up on money by myself, but not with the backers. Yeah, and I've never done well in Melbourne. I mean, never done well. It's only my 3rd year in Melbourne. I've never done well before, so it was good to finally get a win.
Is that a stop that is always going to be on your poker calendar?
Yeah, I mean, other than WSOP, probably Aussie Millions the softest 10k. So yeah, I mean, it's not really a 10k just because Aussie dollars are pretty low these days, but yeah.
What are those high roller fields like though? Because I'm not quite sure. Do they get enough juicy players in there to make it worth your while?
I think so. You always get the 0 free IPs, like especially at big stops, but the rest of the regs are like usually the similar faces.
And then you come to Montenegro. What's your form like coming in?
Live wise, I've been doing okay. I had a small win in Taiwan, and then I was lucky I won something online, the GG Network main event, so I felt like my form was like good, but health-wise I was actually in hospital a couple of days just before Montenegro, and wow. I almost didn't make the trip.
Not to do with your tooth, something else, is it?
No, something else. Yeah, I caught like a influential virus or something.
Wow.
But I'm okay now, though, don't worry. Yeah.
Good. Well, I can't catch toothache, so that's all right.
Yeah.
So you finished 8th in the 500k, is that right?
Yes.
How did that go for you?
It was 6 max, so it's probably one of the tougher tournaments in the world where you're gonna you can't really just sit around. You have to be in action a lot. So I had a tough table majority of the time, but it worked out well.
And 2nd in the main. I mean, how does that feel? Because it's to play like as a complete like fish. Whenever I go to the World Series, right, as a fish, I just want to hit the ground running, right? Mm-hmm. But I never do. I always end up in the pit. Mm-hmm. You play in the biggest buy-in event you've ever played, and you finish 2nd. I mean, how does that feel, man?
Honestly, I've been a guy where playing higher stakes. I was telling my good friend Michael Schweizer from Malaysia, where the stakes has not really got to me because even the 500k was already my biggest buy-in before the 1 million. And I didn't feel like the stakes really got to me, and I was playing my game, playing my hands, playing my cards, and it felt fine. And obviously when I cashed the 500k, I kind of worked out, as long as I only fire 1 bullet in the main, I shouldn't be losing too much money this trip anyway. So the pressure was even less. But yeah, luckily, fired 1 bullet, bagged the chip lead on day 1, played 2 levels, can't complain.
I've got to ask you about the Jack 8 hand with jungle. I'm not interested in any technical aspect, but I'm going to break it down for you. So you're all in for your tournament life, and it's 20 left, and he turns over those jacks. What are you thinking?
I mean, I'm not trying to say Jungle Man slow rolled me, but he actually asked me how much was I all in for, and I was all in for. I remember it was like 27 big blinds. So I guess with those premium hands like jacks, he would just snap call. So when he asked for a count, I was thinking, okay, maybe some like ace queen, even ace king he could consider, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, I wasn't so he has 9s as well, which is the main hand that I'm worried about when he say that. But yeah, he rolls over jacks. So I joked to him, I think I have to hit an 8 for justice now for not exactly a slow roll, but a nit roll maybe.
Nit roll. And then I watched it on the stream, so it's probably different when you're seeing it. But when you see it on the stream, you just see the 8 in the window. Was it like that when you saw it on the floor?
No, because I think everyone saw the 8. But when the dealer was doing this, I saw an 8, but I'm very good at like looking at the cards easily. So I saw the jack also. So if you hear the stream properly, you can hear me say, yeah, I knew there was a jack also. That's why I wasn't too excited when I saw the 8 also.
So how are you feeling when you see the jack on the flop?
I mean, we're not even that far away from the money. But like I said, I'm in for one bullet. I'm happy to have got that far to like the final 2 tables in a million buy-in. So I felt like I couldn't complain anymore.
I'm interested in your answer to this actually, because it will say something about you as a person, I guess. But at that moment, are you saying to yourself, "Well, I'm out," or are you saying to yourself, "Well, it's 2 cards to come"?
Oh, there's a bit of both. Like I think as a professional poker player, you have to accept the variance to be able to like have a strong mentality to continue. And the hand was just basically it played itself. Like it was a cooler, So. I mean, there's always hope because I noticed I have backdoor diamonds as well. But if you saw on the stream, I was not like, oh God, I have to stand up and leave. I actually just sat there relaxed, like thinking there are still hope.
And then you got hope on the turn with the 3 of diamonds?
Yes, on the turn, everyone was like thinking 8, but I actually had more outs in it. I had a flush draw and an 8,
And then the 8 of spades hit. Tell me, how's you feeling?
Extremely excited. As you can see from the stream, my reaction was, I don't want to say out of order because I did apologize to Jungo afterwards, but I think he understands that buy-in, that stage of the tournament, rarely I lose my calm like this,
I thought he was quite cool, I did, but your friend, I've seen a load of people watching it back in Hong Kong going crazy. Who were the guys? What was going on there?
They were the HKPPA guys, which is Hong Kong Poker Player Association, and they were playing, I think, a weekly league game where I'm good friends with the chairman, Sparrow Jam. So yeah, he had it up on the screen. All the players were playing and watching at the same time. So they sent me the clip afterwards through social media, and I'm so pleased to see it.
It's so nice, isn't it?
Yeah, super nice.
And then I see Stefan Sondheimer tweeted, what did he see? Danny is such a class act. I mean, in a poker world, with the way that Twitter is, how refreshing is it to read something like that?
I actually don't use Twitter that much, but I found out today Joe Stapleton and Goose both, and even Joe Ingram said something about my hand, and especially from Goose, he's one of the best players in the world. Also, like saying I'm a class act, I'm pleased.
2017 seemed like a big year for you. It was the year that you won EPT Prague 10K, and then in 2018, by the end of the year, you're close to $1 million, just a couple of quid off $1 million. What was the turning point where you went from being like, I don't know, kind of pottering around in the mid stakes to binging it? What happened?
In 2017, I was not a regular in 10Ks, where I think at even midway through the year, I was not doing too well. But in October, which is my birthday month as well, I ran deep in some Macau 80K, which is like 8K Hong Kong, 8K Euros high roller, and I came 3rd in that, where Adrian Mateos won. And so that got me some momentum, and I went to Prague, and I was like lurking around I remember lurking around the 10K high roller field area, and then JC Alvarado from Mexico saw me, and he was like, "What are you doing?" And then I was like, I don't know if I should play or not. And he said, "For sure, play." So I think I need to thank him, and I actually still owe him 2 steak dinners. We had steak swaps, no percentage swap, but steak swaps.
Steak swaps, I like it. Is there pressure out there in the poker? Because I mean, there used to be a time when a 10K was like a big thing. Like the 10K World Series of Poker main event was a big thing. Now it seems like a 10K is like a 1K to a lot of people, but not everybody. Is there a pressure out there for the mid-stakes guys to be playing these 10Ks that never used to be there before?
I think that, I mean, like high stakes now is so common. Like every other week there's like a high stake tournament somewhere. But there's a lot of players in the world, I would say, are probably good enough to play higher stakes, but they don't. Maybe because they don't have the opportunity of like maybe people buying a piece or whatever, like life, like maybe better bankroll management. But yeah, like sometimes I even say to my friends like a 10K could be tougher than like a 50K, where 50K is going to have VIPs, or like 25K is going to have VIPs, but 10K is probably not. And a lot of regs will probably try to take shot at a 10K, but they wouldn't at a 50K.
Yeah, I was saying this to Henrik Hecklund yesterday. I was talking to him about, you know, we could literally list off 20 to 30 world-class players who don't play there, either because they can't be bothered with the aggro of getting all the money together or whatever. I don't know what it is, but it is a bit of a shame, isn't it?
Absolutely. Hendrik was a guy who won the 10K recently, right, after Prague.
Yeah. He won the one last. He won the one after you. Yeah, you won it in 2017. He won it in 2018.
He's superb. I was on the final table with him when he won, actually. I was hoping to do the back-to-back, but it didn't happen. But yeah,
you reached the final table in 2018
as well. Yes.
Ah, right, yes. right. Did you ever have like a poker idol or something when you was growing up?
I mean, when I first got into poker, it was like the Phil Ivey, Tom Don days, and I remember seeing a clip of Isolde saying how on full tilt he was like beating everyone, and then he had to play the boss, and that was Tom Don, and then he crushed him, and then etc. So yeah, I would say these guys, and it was super cool last year in Barcelona where Isolde raised, I raised Isolde 3-bet and I 4-bet jammed him pre-flop. And then after the tournament, we bagged for day 4, I think, in the EPT Barcelona main. And then he came and asked me, what did I have? He knew he was going to see it on stream afterwards, but he couldn't wait and he had to ask me straight away. And I felt that was pretty cool.
Like a little fanboy.
Yeah.
I like it. And when you're not playing poker, what are you doing outside of the game?
Honestly, I play so often. It's like I feel like my life is like maybe 70% poker, where it shouldn't really be. But outside of poker, I would say my hobbies are like football. I follow MMA a lot. I'm really into MMA. I try to spend time with some friends, you know, play some games where don't want to spend too much money. You know, but yeah, see my girlfriend, see my family. I don't see my family enough, and I would like to say it in front of the camera now. And I'm sorry to my mum, my brother, and, you know, but I'll try to spend more time with you guys. I'm sorry.
He's too busy winning all the money.
No.
I mean, I was talking to Stefan. I interviewed Stefan sometime, I think, yesterday actually, and I interviewed Henrik. And Stefan was saying that for him, at some point, he's got to have to walk away from the game because he knows you have to be absolutely dedicated to it. Like your life needs to be on point all the time in order for you to get to the top. Henrik was saying the same yesterday. You need to be sacrificing your time to get there. So what you're saying in terms of I should be doing more stuff than poker, it's really difficult, isn't it? If you want to be taking a seat at this top table all the time, you've got to put the hours in.
Absolutely. Right? I think people don't realize how much sacrifices we made. Like they just see us at the table playing high buy-ins, but they don't realize off the table how much time we spent behind closed doors. I'm sure Hendrik and Goose will spend a lot more than I do already, and I don't think I have fulfilled my full potential because I'm not hardworking enough closed doors. But people do ask me already, like, Danny, are you going to be in poker forever, or what do you want to do, blah blah blah. But honestly, I'm 26, 27 years old. In these years, I've never had more passion for anything else other than poker. And so I feel like I could be an Chinese Eric Seidel, where I'll be playing and playing and playing. I could have something at the side, but I'll try to play. Hopefully I'll be rich enough that I can not be as profitable in the future, but still be playing high stakes.
Yeah, the Chinese Eric Seidel. We've also interviewed him on here as well. What
Such a
top man. I mean, what's it like to sit down and see him across the table from you?
There's so many players that I've played before now, even like Phil Helmer, Phil Ivey, those guys I've played before. Eric Seidel, such a legend in the game, you know, like been crushing all these years and still competing against the young guns. I've never played with him, and he's such a gentleman.
Right.
Such a gentleman.
Because he's here, isn't he? You know, he's getting deep in the tournament. Yes, you're missing his table.
Exactly.
We need to sort that out.
No, I played with him.
Oh, right. Oh, so this is the first time.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a lovely guy. What is it that you're not doing now that you should be doing? What is it in life that you're dodging or you're avoiding a little bit, Danny?
I can definitely study a little bit more. I'm not very good with my numbers that I can keep track of. I have students that I should probably spend more time on them, but obviously I know they're happy to see me doing so well as well. It gives them the confidence to know, oh, their coach is not just messing around. Even though I don't spend enough time on them, they know that at least I'm doing well. This reminds you of Charlie Carroll, so I started, I don't even remember what years, but when I just graduated, Charlie was crushing all the high rollers back then, and I had just had a mini score where I hit 90k in UK for a 1k buy-in. That's when I knew I was going to take this road to be a professional, and I straight away I didn't mind spending the money to find coaching. And at the time Charlie was crushing so hard, I got Charlie, but Charlie actually didn't have enough time to do sessions with me, which I still don't blame him now. But yeah, it's like a similar, now reflecting on maybe 2 years on, I'm not him at all, I'm not Charlie Carroll at all yet, but I can see where I'm too busy playing a lot of different stops and I don't have enough time for my students. It's similar,
What makes a good coach?
I think these online guys, compared to live guys, are probably going to be better coaches where they have a lot more time. They're not a lot more time, but they're at least in front of the computer a lot more. I feel like they're more responsible when it comes to everything, keeping track of graphs, numbers, studying materials, etc. Compared to the live guys where usually we're, not all of us, but some of us are going to be all over the place,
Yeah, you're making me think that Charlie's going to be there with his binder. He's going to be there's your binder. You've got to go chapter 1, chapter 2, and you just roll up and go, right, come on, get your chips out, we're going to have a game.
It was super fun because Prague this year, we were playing day 3 together in the high roller final day, 10K, and he was I think he was a little bit surprised to see me playing these stakes because we kind of we didn't finish everything, and then I kind of just went on to carry on playing and studying by myself, and then now I'm playing not the same stakes, but at least we're crossing path. We're not going to cross path at a 500 euro, buy-in.
And who else in the game today do you really respect, either because you know them personally or you might not know them, but you can see that they're doing a really good...
Ben CB.
Yeah,
Ben CB, phenomenal guy. Got the chance to meet him late last year where they had a Racial Edge meetup. So I went to Vienna with Michael and Victor and someone else, and his we didn't actually talk much about poker, but his philosophy when it comes to the game, the mindset, the lifestyle and everything, it's mind-blowing. It's a phenomenal guy, and the fact that he wants to stay low profile, no one knows what he I mean, a lot of his fans don't know what he looks like, and he doesn't care about that. He's not doing it for the fame. He's just doing it purely for, I feel the love of the game and the competition. Not even so much for money. It's an inspiration.
What was that? A seminar, was it?
It's like a little meetup, seminar where a lot of poker players around the world who sign up to the course met up at Vienna to talk about what they think about Racial Edge and what their goals are, etc., etc.
How many people were there? Rough guess.
I think 30, but it was something crazy. It was 5 continents and I don't know, 13 countries or something crazy.
Yeah, I mean that's the way to do it, though, isn't it? Get together with the greatest minds in the world and just spend a couple of days talking poker and go back and try it out. Mm-hmm. Well, Danny, you seem to be doing really well trying it out. I mean, what are your plans now for the rest of the year?
It's my first time making a debut in the super high stakes. I really enjoyed it. I was happy to, not proof, but to just see that I can hang with the big boys a little bit, So hopefully I'll continue to play the high stakes, but it doesn't mean I'm not going to play the lower stakes. Because Bryn Kenny, I feel he's only interested in the high stakes, but not so much for the mid stakes or low stakes. I'll still be making those stops and playing the 1Ks, the 2Ks, etc., etc. And I hopefully I can keep climbing in GPI rankings. Something like this like matters to me. It always matters to me. You know, like because like money wise, hand them up. You know, no one really knows how much you're making in earnings because of buy-ins, etc. No one knows, but the points don't lie. You know, so.
Yeah, I was speaking to Michael Sizer about it because he tweeted. He doesn't tweet a lot, but he tweeted that he got into the GPI when he got into GPI top 10. And I said to him, "What's that all about?" And he said, "The GPI is so heavily dominated by Western players. He feels like he needs to say, hey, here's an Asian guy who's like doing really well."
I always make a joke with him because it was only a year ago, roughly around a year ago. I remember it was in Vegas where we lived together, and I made a post on Instagram saying, "Oh, I'm #1 in Asia. It was really good." And then he said to me, "What does it get you, bro?" And I said to him at the time, "You don't understand because you're not there." And then now he's just rocket through, overtook me, and now I can't even see his tail lights, you know.
Yeah, he's doing really well.
But now he knows like it means something, you know, to us.
Well, Danny, thanks for joining us at Paul Phua Poker, and I wish you all the best for the future.
Absolutely. Thank you.